Good morning, guys. Can you guys hear me? Fine.
Yep, that's a lot of devices.
Yep, we can.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
There we go.
All right, cool, cool. Uh,
So,
so TDS's cloud is like George was saying, it is something that is present not only in the CCTV industry, but in IoT and automation and so many realms, right? It's a ever-growing, uh, an ever-growing technology. So, we have this platform which has been working very well. It's very powerful, and I kind of just like to give you guys a brief overview of what it consists of. And I'm going to show you today how easy it is to kind of add a TDSS camera to the cloud system. So I'm going to take you through the process of how you add it. Should take a couple of minutes. Um, and at the end, if you guys have any questions about the platform, you guys can go ahead and I'll open up for questions. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. You guys can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Perfect. So TDSS Cloud, like I was saying a little bit earlier, it's pretty much something that's happening today. So I just kind of want to go over some facts about the industry that is happening as we speak today. So projections estimate that the global cloud computing market will reach an $832 billion revenue by 2025. Cloud-based CCTV systems are rapidly replacing traditional on-premise storage systems. According to a recent report, the global cloud CCTV market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 19.5 between 2021 and 2026. So right now we are pretty much in the middle of that peak, right? We're kind of pushing forward on that cloud. And CCTV is becoming increasingly integrated with other technologies such as smart home devices, the Internet of Things. This integration allows for a more comprehensive approach to security, with business and homeowners able to monitor their premises from anywhere in the world, right? That's kind of what we want. We want to have that peace of mind when we leave our house, our businesses. It's taken care of, and if needed, we can pull back data, but we can even go further as to control your IoT devices, open up gates, call the emergency department, call the police department, send a message to whoever, create spreadsheets, create a database, run against a database, so forth and so forth. It's gigantic. It has the ability to be integrated via API or webhooks, so it definitely gives you a lot of possibilities. So I just kind of want to go over what's happening right now in our cloud and where we're at. Right now, so we do have the LPR function. You set up a camera, 4-megapixel camera, at a decent angle. It's going to go ahead and start archiving license plates, right? So instead of having to drop $1,000, $2,000 on a LPR, you can make any $200, $300, $400 camera do the LPR function in the cloud base, right? Hard hat detection, if you guys some of your clients are in that industry, right? You can create rules where they cross a certain threshold. If it doesn't detect the hard hat, it sends an event. And then you could have it assigned to send to whatever foreman is on that site. So, it definitely has the ability to do stuff like that. Fish ID warping, right? It'll do work in this cloud. You can set different cameras for different parts of your fisheye, and then just have them all right on assembly lines. Usually that's where you see them. So that'd be a nice thing to do with the fish ID working. And we already have beta testing fire and smoke detection. And again, it works under the same premises. You can create rules, and then it will go ahead and let you know when there's a fire, there's smoke, and you can act accordingly to how you need it. It is in beta test, so if you guys are interested, I can get you with the beta version of this, so you guys can try it out and see how it works for you guys. You can put a lighter and you get a message. It'll do that type of thing.
So what Abner was saying about the webhooks is one of the important things that I hope you guys get from this training too. The platform that we work with, it's very, very complex and it's really nice. When I say complex, doesn't mean that it's hard to use, but it is very vast. You can work with a lot of different webhooks out there and create a lot of automation to have the cameras react or do something on your behalf. One of the examples is, for instance, the LPR camera. You could do a webhook and get into a Google Sheet and start creating a database of license plates. So like that, you can also use another type of webhook and create a let's say when there's an alarm of motion alarm on your alarm portal, you can have that webhook text you or text the police or do an automated call to the police. So there's a lot of possibilities. We're going to be working on doing some marketing so that with small like little video clips so that you can see what we can do and then also see how to program those things. It is very, very vast. Again, you know, you'd be surprised. I hope that Abner has a couple of examples for that with us. Another thing that I was also going to say is that you also have access to the cloud portal where you can see your cameras and then also to your cloud administrative account. Both links are on our website. They are they're available there, and you could just click there and you know, just access the website. Who is your ideal client for cloud services? Well, at this point, everybody is really a good potential customer for cloud, but we are seeing a lot of the commercial, also industrial customers that are really liking the cloud option as a some sort of a redundant storage service, right? So that you can have the recordings also stored in the cloud. Now, when you go, for instance, to construction companies and then you start offering these hard hat features to them, where if somebody's not, think of all the money that you could, you know, that they could save from, you know, OSHA coming in and finding them, right? Construction, retail, you know, commercial, all of them are really, really being, I guess, ideal customers for cloud services.
We were going to talk about the three platforms that exist in the TDSS cloud. You as integrators would be using the admin portal majority of the times, which is how you add customers. You can add cameras, you can add users. You will handle all the billing there. You can set up a Stripe account. It's actually compatible as well with QuickBooks. And we're trying to find you know, we're trying to add more services that you can just add to it. You can create alerts, system alerts, event alerts. You want to know when cameras go down. You want to know when they move them. We are working on a GPS tag on it. So, you know, if the cameras move and connected somewhere else, it would tell you. And of course, the integration part of it, which is the webhooks and the APIs. If you go to our website, the TDSS, we actually have a live stream of one of our cameras in there using one of the webhooks of the off the cloud, and it's working pretty awesome. During the expo, I did a little exhibition of webhooks. I am planning on having some of those on the YouTube channel pretty soon here, so you guys can see how I do some of the automation using third-party services alongside with our cloud service to do those type of automations. The second portal is the video portal. The video portal consists of pretty much your standard, what you see usually on the standard software. You're able to do live view, playback, you're able to do clips, time lapses straight off the timeline, event search. This past couple of months, we have really made it even more powerful, our event search. Let's say you're able to do advanced querying based on color, based on object. We have custom object detection. If your client wants to know where all the deer are at on a specific farmland or hunting ground, it'll just track the deers and it'll keep count of how many deers are going by certain feeds, so forth. You can gather so much data. So like I said, nowadays the CCTV is being used for even more than just security. With the cloud integration, you can go ahead and do like timesheets, and all that stuff. So it's definitely moving forward. And if you're able to share straight off this platform, creates a link that you'd be able to send to an email, and they'll be able to download it and so forth. So it's pretty useful. And the alarm portal. The alarm portal is probably one of the hidden gems of our cloud. The alarm portal does exactly what the video portal does, except you have an alarm feature. This alarm feature is going to allow you to monitor large amount of cameras at the same time without having to have them playing them live. What it's going to do when an event happens, it'll shoot it to whoever's monitoring those cameras and just watch the event. Right, you're able to play back, continue viewing live, and it'll keep shooting you the events as they keep happening. Whoever is monitoring is able to kind of assign, like, if this is an emergency, and based on what you assign it, you can execute certain webhooks and automate response to certain events. It's something that is very useful, especially if you have security guards around, and you have over 200 cameras. Instead of having 200 cameras up on the screen, you have the alarm portal, and it'll just be showing you the events as they're happening. And it keeps the integrity of what's happening, like it keeps the integrity of the event and resolution of the event. So our portal for the admin is admin.tdss-us.com. You can find these links in our website. It'll lead you straight to the admin portal and the video portal for your client. So I created a new integrator so that for this specific demo, whenever you create your account, this is what you're going to see. This is the first thing you see when you open up your account. It's going to be, you'll see your statistics straight off the bat, and number of clients. I added a client just to make it easier for this demo already, but you would see as well 0 here at the bottom. If you are more of a visual person, you'll be able to see some charts here on this page, and it'll show you the traffic, storage, how much clips, how many cameras, and it'll break down the daily traffic to see what days is causing you the most traffic on site. Again, here you can add customers. I added this customer again for this demo, but you could technically, go from here and add a client. You can manage your infrastructure to see who's doing what on your account. On your account as the peak of the pyramid, you have various roles. Right now, we have 2 roles. Actually, we have operational and billing. So they're restricted to those fields. Billing is only able to do billing stuff, and operations. And here's where I wanted to go to. I wanted to show you guys how we can add a camera. So right now I don't have any cameras, and we have a camera here on site. All right, so we're gonna add this camera. So one of the great things about the cloud is that usually with cameras, you have all these plugins that you have to add to a computer so that it can work. And with the cloud, you don't really have to worry about that. For example, this computer, it's missing the plugin, so you would have to download the plugin and all that. But We'll go here into the setup. We go into network. Everything can stay in its normal state. You don't have to put it on static. You don't have to do any kind of port forwarding or anything. This is the registration code, which is the only thing that you would need. Then we go back to our cloud portal. We go to cameras. So you do have different options of adding. We have the plug and play, which our TDSS line is going to work with the registration code. Our TOUGHDOG brand is also plug and play with the cloud gateway. That cloud gateway is able to handle up to 200 cameras on site. So you don't need to have, multiple, just one. If you have more than 200, you might need a second one. You're able to add cameras via OnViv if you need to. And as well, a generic way, which is also like an RTSP type of setup. So, so make it easy, our cameras are now plug and play with the cloud. Nope. Let's go back and get the, yeah. All right, and then we can call it TDSS demo. You will need to put the camera information. So we keep adding plans as clients require specific things. We have anything from a 3-hour, 1-hour plan, mostly doorbells and stuff like that, if a client just wants to see events and be able to play back within an hour, this works for them perfectly. We have all the way to, the 5 megapixels for 30 days. We have event-based plans. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and put it on the 4 megapixel 7 days with the analytics. And once you select that plan, see here, you're going to go ahead and click create. And it takes a little bit of time. It's trying to connect to the camera. It's trying to establish the tunnel to the camera from our server. So it takes a little bit of time. But with analytics and all that stuff, with analytics, you don't have to have analytics. So there's plans without analytics, but with the analytics, you're able to do that very advanced query search, able to look for event specific sections. And I'll show you guys right now what that kind of looks like. But right here, as long as you have the HTTP available, I mean to connect to, and you're able to do that. It hasn't gone offline because it does take a little bit of time to go offline. In about 15 minutes, we'll have a thumbnail here of what the camera is seeing. And it has as well all the analytics that are available with that camera. If you have specific roles in your infrastructure, you can see what roles have access to this camera. If you share this camera with other users, then you'll see here's who's using that camera, and then you'll get statistics on this camera based on a time that you want to do. So you want to see why this month was more than that month. You'll be able to pull specific information on the camera here. One of the most basic troubleshootings that you would do as an integrator when adding a camera is just disabling and enabling it. This will allow for the camera to reconnect and create that tunnel again, just in case something happens with the connection. Because this is a fixed plan, we don't have the ability to change the resolution, frames, or bitrate. However, with the pay-as-you-go plan, you have the liberty to do so. You can, push the camera to its maximum, and you'll be able to store that as well. Again, with the fixed rate plan, we have the 7 days, but with the pay-as-you-go, you'll be able to set that up as well. However long right now, Without any kind of additional configuration, you're able to get up to 48 months of cloud storage. But we do have the ability to get more if needed. But 48 months is what we have right now. Here will be where you'll be able to set up your analytics. Again, the camera still hasn't connected completely, but here you'll see that it allows you to either use whatever the camera has, or you'll be able to create your own. So whatever you want to do, device settings is what we create. So we'll go ahead and, I'm sorry, this is what the camera has, and then the store setting is what we will set up. So I'm going to use the camera's motion detection to set up what I need, right? Here I can kind of like, the bars that you used to seeing, how sensitive do you want it, the delay on the alarms and so forth. You have line crossing, intrusion, and tampering, right? These are settings that you'll be able to do. And once you create something here and you save it and apply it, it's going to go ahead and force that change on the camera as well. Earlier I said we're working on the GPS. So here you'll be able to track the cameras where they're at, depending on the area. And you'll be able to put geofences to make sure that the device doesn't move past a certain point. You'll be able to see system events here, cameras turning off, people logging in. Here will be your integrations. If you have this integrated with anything, it'll show here. We actually just added image XML as a format for a payload. That's it's a more popular payload for automation and integration with websites. So if you ever want to deal with this, we do have some documentation for that. Logs. The plan, if you want to make a change on the plan, you'll be able to change right here. The pretty cool thing is if you need to troubleshoot the camera and get to it, it'll create a tunnel, an encrypted secure tunnel. All you got to do is copy that IP, put it on a browser, and this is going to work on any browser that you do. Let's see here. All right, so the camera's online already, so that's good. And again, now we have a tunnel straight to the camera, and you'll be able to troubleshoot anything the client needs or wants.
That is one of the things that we also have available on the TDSMS that a lot of people like, that you could tunnel through. Even if you're accessing the camera via serial number, you can just, with the TDSMS, you can just go to device config and tunnel through the camera. And so this is basically the same thing, guys. So if you need to go and access the device, then you can do that, even if you don't have the IP address, or if you're didn't forward any ports or such. Go ahead, Abner.
The great thing about it also is that any connection that the server, our cloud, uses to whatever entity you're going to, it's going to be firewall friendly. So there's no additional networking changes that the IT or whoever's managing the network would have to do. No ports needed to be open. It's firewall friendly and browser friendly. You don't have to download any kind of plugins or use Edge, Chrome, whatever. It works with pretty much any browser that we have out there. And of course, if you want to delete the camera, you got to go here and type delete, confirm that you want to delete it, and that would be it. So I want to show you what the platform looks like. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is here at our parking lot. This is a PTZ, so you're able to control the PTZ straight from the platform, right? You have the ability to, do faster movements. You can do continuous as well, which is with the little remote, without having to get into the camera. Your client can do so as well, straight, so it doesn't require to get into the camera and risk the ability to change settings that don't need to be changed. We have this going on. Now, the timeline, we just started recording, so we don't really have much of a timeline here. But I'll show you right now another portal where you'll see a lot more information. Here, you'll be able to see the events. You'll be able to, well, let's just do that instead. That's probably the better one. Let's see, sign up. There we go. So this is the office in San Antonio, right? And these little dots here represent events. So if you click on event, it's going to take you straight to that event that just happened. Let's see here. Let's go here. So the event was just, I picked up that vehicle right there. Let's do this real quick here. So let's say, for example, you wanted to find out you got a call and something happened in that handicap area. You can go here to event search, and here will show you the hotspot of where all the traffic's happening, the majority of the events. But if something happened here in this little area, you can just draw a quick little square, and it's going to find you all the events on that day that happened in that specific area. If you extended, of course, some of those will kind of still remain the same. You can filter here. So let's say there was more yesterday. Okay. So let's say it was like a red car. So we're gonna go to car, and then we're gonna go to red, and it'll pull up a red frame. So this is the vehicle that we were looking at, and you're able to, get that. And if you want to straight from there, you can create a clip of that specific event. You can save it, demo San Antonio, confirm, and it'll start saving the clip. And if you go to your library, it's right there, it's working on a clip. So I want to show you a little incident that this thing captured on that little parking lot. And we were able to get this information and get it to the right department, to that business, right? So ran all the way straight, ran over that sign, broke the window, and almost hit that car and just took off. So that event, we were able to, share it with them. They sent it to the authorities, and we looked like the heroes. And it was just that it was so fast. We were to find this event. It didn't take more than 2 minutes to get that event and share it to the right department. And the way you do is you click these little buttons. You can go ahead and share, and then you have a little timeline here so you can see exactly the one you're sending. You can put a password if it's sensitive. When you want to send it to somebody, put a password. If you don't want to put a password, you can put how long you want it. So you want this to be active for a day. You click share. You copy this link. You can put it on an email, on a text, whatever, and put it on a browser, and it's preparing the video. and whoever you send it to would as well, once the video is downloaded, would be able to go ahead and download the video for evidence. You're able as well to save your clips here. Let's see where it's at. There it is. We also have the ability for in advance, we have facial recognition, but we also have license plates. So in this specific one, we were able to pick up that license plate from the truck right there. So this was in the initial state of the LPR process. So we kind of had to have it in this angle. It's a lot more efficient at sharper angles now. It's a lot as well, works a lot better now at night as well. So it's able to distinguish that as well at night a lot better now. So the LPR function is still growing, but it's very efficient. Now with this information, you can create a webhook where it sends it to like an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet, and it's just there archiving everything that's coming in, and as well, it'll keep track of it here for you. Let's see here. Now, we can also do time lapses. So say we want to do a little a time lapse. So let's say we want to create a 30-second time lapse from here to here. I'm gonna go ahead and San Antonio demo. And the time lapse is going to go ahead and be created. We do have long-term time lapses for projects that are trying to record the whole build. So if your client needs a long-term time lapse, we can also do that. The cool thing about it is that, let's say, for example, you need a time lapse of 2 years of a skyscraper that's being built. Without the time lapse feature added, you would have to have a 2-year storage and then manually go through doing time lapses, because the system is limited to 48 hours of time lapse. Now, if you want a long-term time lapse, we can automate that process, and you can have even a 7-day storage plan, but we'll be automizing the shots for you. So at the end of the 2-year mark, you'll have a very, very, very efficient time lapse, and you didn't have to, do a 2-year storage plan to make sure you have for the time lapse. So that's a good way to, kind of save some money. It's still processing, so we're gonna give it a little bit of second there. And yeah, so right here on the timeline, you can scan through the events. All of these are going to be events. If you're just looking for human events, you can turn off those IDs and use these event scanners, and you're able to pull out the event. So this is a person, they caught the person, and if you kind of go over it, I don't know if you can see, it gives you the type of the object that it found, which is a person, and it has I don't know if you can see, it might be a little bit small, but it says 90%. That 90%, pretty much what it means is you might be able to pull 90% information off this event. So, you'll have a lot of information about that said event. So the higher the percentage is, the more you'll be able to get out of that specific event. You'll be able to pull license, colors and stuff like that. So, that way you can see which one is the clip that will give you the most. So for example, this one's like 77%. And what happens sometimes with these events is that it picks up the driver in the car. But on this one, it's picking up the man right here. So in a nutshell, this is kind of what it does. Of course, depending on the situation that your client needs, then you can mod it to however you need it. And And like I said, like if you have specific objects that you need, like client needs specific objects, you can let us know, and then we can add that into our computing power, and we can start looking for that. We have, I think one of the silliest ones that we have is a banana. Client wanted to know when a banana was in the frame. Maybe somebody's allergic to bananas, and so now whenever a banana is in the frame, they get a message to their phone, and automizes a response. You can pull clips and do this type of querying on the TDSS app as well, on the TDSS cloud app as well. So you'll be able to do high advanced querying. You'll be able to share clips straight from there. You'll be able to monitor as well, straight from there, view, playback, and so forth. So it's pretty versatile, and it's a really good application as well. So I don't know if you guys have any questions about kind of what I went through.
Yeah, let's open up a session of questions and answers. So guys, we encourage you to unmute yourselves and then ask some questions if you have one. I guess that, well, we weren't able to cover the whole thing. One portal that was not
The
covered
alarm,
this time,
yeah.
it's the alarm portal. But the
Mhm.
alarm portal, it's a very similar portal to this one that you guys are seeing. But I don't know if you want to just log in
Go through it,
quickly.
yeah.
Just so that we could show him kind of quickly the differentiator there. But this is something really cool if you want to start doing monitoring for your own customers. So let's see. I'm just going to be logging in.
Oh, my bad. That's not it.
There it is.
So again, it's the same idea, right? You're able to see the live cameras on the interface. The key difference is this small icon right here at the upper right hand corner. It's arm mode. What arm mode is going to do, it's going to go ahead and start scanning the cameras for all sorts of events. But let's say I only want human events, and then car events on this specific thing. So when an event happens on the cameras that we're monitoring, it's going to automatically push that clip here. And this is how you're able to monitor 200 plus cameras without having to have 200 cameras on the screen, right? And then let's say, for example, an event happens, you'll be able to do some IDing of the event. When the event happens, you get a lot more. You get like fire, you get emergency, clock in, clock out, whatever the case may be. And what's pretty cool is that this is how you can automate responses. So based on what you set up here, you can automate to call the fire department. You can automate to call this security guard off the left parking lot for that specific camera, right? So you definitely have to architect that a little bit. It's a little bit um, detailed, but once you get that thing, it's so easy. It does everything for you, and it looks like you're doing a lot, but you just did everything in the beginning, and now everything is just kind of flowing, right? So that's the beauty of integration, is you can do wondrous things with the integration properties. I wish there was an event that happened right now so that you can see it pop up. I can leave it here as you guys have any questions. Hopefully something pops up and we can see how it looks. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about the platform, pricing, we can get you the pricing. Alejandra can get you the pricing sent to you guys. There is a form that you can fill out for an integrator account. And all you got to do is fill that out, and you'll have access to, start adding accounts, starting cameras and clients, and start kind of showing the prices that you have as well.
Abner, is
Mhm.
that a form available from our website already?
I believe so, but I'll double check.
Yeah, double check, because
awesome.
as far as I knew, I think it was not, but it was in the process. So I don't know if you guys completed it. But if we haven't, you guys should be able to find that very, very soon. Just a link to that particular form so that we can get you an account to the cloud.
Correct.
So But yeah, go ahead, guys. Again, if you want to unmute yourself and ask some or yourselves and ask some questions, that'll be great.
So this was an event. I don't know if you guys saw it pop up on the screen. So I picked up an event. If it's a normal, you can just select normal. If it's something suspicious, you can go ahead and select it, and then it'll act accordingly to what you are needing. So if it's okay, you just click OK, and it resets and it starts waiting for the next event. And there it is. We got a human acknowledgement here event, and then we have another car over here. So this is pretty much all you would be doing, right? Like, and it's super easy to monitor multiple cameras at the same time. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'll open the floor for questions.
And as you were able to see, we have like 3 portals: the admin portal, the client portal, which is where they will see the cameras, and then this alarm portal, right? All of that is available and accessible once you created your account. And to create your account, it doesn't really take much, and it gives you the access. Actually, it doesn't take much at all, and it gives you the access to start playing with this and to start, maybe bringing, some cameras. We're also gonna be making some cameras available so that you guys can demo these cameras to your customers if you're interested in, getting that demo and have it on your phone so that you could start seeing it and all that. Please let us know. We'll be happy to, get that get that demo account ready for you.
You will have access to cameras. You'll be able to do time lapses and share files and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll get that set up for you guys so you guys can start using it. And we'll put if the link isn't on the website, we'll put the link today so you guys can create the integrator account. I think it's still at no cost, right, George? The integrator
Yes, correct.
account? Yeah, so
Yes.
you create an account for free. You don't have to pay anything, and whenever a client is ready, you already have that platform ready.
All right. Well, sounds good, guys. Thank you so much once again for coming in, and we will be seeing you soon. Let us know if you have questions or comments. All right. Thank you again, guys.